What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be making the pros and cons video on the C6 Corvette. So let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and talk about the pros of the interior. So let's go ahead and get in. First of all, I'm considering this interior because you take it off from the interior, but it's this Targa top. Mine obviously has a little crack in it because it's the OEM one, but this top being able to come off on a nice sunny day, basically turn your car into a convertible without that convertible look, it's such a cool thing to have, and I love it. Some people say it's really hard to get on and off, but I really don't think it is, but I'm obviously a little younger, so that could be it. And you just take this off and slide it in the back, and I have subs in there, and it still fits perfectly in the back, so you get the best of both worlds, which is awesome. And yeah, so it's a great addition that I love. The next thing I want to talk about is how comfortable this interior is. There is one thing we'll talk about later to do with the interior that is a con, but overall, this interior is great. You have your adjustable wheel that goes forward and backward. You have these super nice leather seats that are heated and have lumbar support that is adjustable with a button. It goes forward, back with buttons, everything. Even this is padded, so it's comfy. It's a snug, it's a little bit of a smaller interior, but I'm 6'1", so I'm not a small guy, and I fit perfectly in this car with no problem. Some people say it's a hassle to get in, but I don't really think it is. But yeah, that's one of the great things about this car is I feel like overall, it is a very comfortable car to ride. Another pro of this car has to do with three things, and these three things are ways that show how advanced this interior was for its time. The first thing is if you come right down here, sorry for the mess, that's all extra parts in my my scanner, just in case I throw up a code sometime, is this button right here. This button is your traction control button. When you don't press it and you just turn your car on, as traction and stability control on. You press it once, traction control goes off, stability control's on. You press it twice, traction control off. Stability control is weakened, so it gives you a little more control and doesn't fight you as much. And then if you just hold this button down for 5 to 10 seconds, it kind of differs. It turns absolutely everything off and gives you full control of your car, lets you do everything. It doesn't help you. So that's obviously for more advanced drivers. And that's such a great thing to have. The next part of this interior that makes it advanced for its time is something that'll pop. I have to start the car, but something that'll pop up right here is the heads-up Corvette display. This thing is amazing. It has 3 modes: street mode, gesture speedometer, track mode 1, and track mode 2. Track mode 1 and 2 are the same thing, just different layouts. It shows your G's, your engine temp, your speedometer, and your RPMs. The next part of this interior that I feel like is kind of advanced for its time. This is more a luxury part of the car. I'll go ahead and move my whoop here to make it. Are these buttons right here. You can have a preset 1 and 2, driver 1 and 2. And then you have this button right here, which you can't really see, but shows an arrow out of the car, which means you're getting out. So adjust it so it makes it easier to get out of the car because it is a relatively low car. And then you can have preset 1 and 2 for drivers 1 and 2, which goes along with the keys. Right now I have my driver 2 keys because you can see right there, because my driver 1 keys are dead. But it's cool how it recognizes you get in with your driver 1 key. It says welcome, whatever your name is. And then you get your second fob of keys and you get in. It says welcome driver 2. And it goes to that person's preset, not to the other driver's preset, which is just awesome. The next part of this interior that I would say is awesome is the trunk space. I probably got stuff all in my trunk. Oh, yep, those are the Christmas lights that were going to be hung up in my net. But that is a ton of trunk space, and including without subs, that would be another 2 feet. You can fit anything. Corvettes are built for the grocery runs on Sundays, so that is a plus of having, especially with sports, football, golf. You can fit all of your golf clubs in there anytime you want to go golfing, so that's a really cool thing to have. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for the pros of this car, basically. Obviously, this car has infinite pros, but that was the main ones I thought really stuck out compared to other cars. So next we're going to move on to the cons. And when I want to start with the cons, I want to start with some failure points of the Corvettes. So I'll go ahead and pop the hood, come over here, open this up. It's a new engine, looks beautiful. So happy with it. You probably won't be able to see it. Yeah, you definitely probably won't be able to see it at all. Oh, you'll get a little look at it right there. Can't really. It is the harmonic balancer. The harmonic balancer on these C6s is known to go bad all of the time. The stock ones, the OEM ones were just horrible. So that, I was like, oh man, I got lucky. When I swapped the engine over, got it in, turned it on, the engine I had bought had a bad harmonic balancer, but my one I used to have and it didn't. I was like, are you kidding me? So it is a ton of work. You have to take off all your air stuff, radiator, steering rack, drop your suspension, drop it a little bit, and it is just a hassle. Luckily, I found kind of an easier way that I could kind of run over from a guy I saw on YouTube that I did, which saved me hours on hours on hours to run through. And it took about probably 5 hours to change it, but even though it was kind of a short fix, it was still a pain in the butt. But I'm glad I got it over with a brand new one, different from the OEM one, so I don't have to ever worry about that happening again. So it is, I'm just glad it's over. Another failure point I would say on the C6s is their headlights. As you can see, I have the C7 style headlights on here from Morimoto for two reasons. One, my OEM headlights were fogged up and looked like crap. Also, I think these do look better. There's debate about that. But obviously, you can replace the lens on the OEM ones, but it's a pain in the butt. You have to take off, you can either take off the bumper and the fender, or you can loosen them both, loosen all up here, all over there, and you can just barely wiggle the light out. And that's what I did, but it was a pain in the butt. So, and I know that's a common failure point on these. I wouldn't really say failure point, but these lenses tend to go bad because of bad seals on the OEM lights. Another thing that I have noticed some commonly happens on some of these C6s is the door handles. These door handles, as you can see, are all electric. You just press this button and it releases. Due to like crap getting in there, corrosion and all that, these buttons stop working as well over time, which actually happened with me too. When I first got the car, you'd have to stick your hand in there, jiggle it, push hard, and just barely get the right spot where then it would sometimes open. So I had to take off both sides, wire gauze it, rub it up, put some contact on, electrical contact on there, which made it much better. So now I can just stick my pinky in there. Opens perfectly. So it's a really easy fix, but I noticed from many people I've talked to, it happens to most C6 owners. And it's really not that hard of a fix, but the next two things that are a con on this C6 Corvette have to do with the interior. So let's go ahead and hop back in. The first one is these cup holders. On the C5 and C6s, the cup holders are ridiculous. The C6 is better than the C5 because the C5 just has that tiny little one that you can't even fit a cup in there. This can fit some cups, and if not, like say you have a styrofoam cup and you try to wedge it in there, it cracks and it gets all over, or any actual normal size cup can't fit in there. And then this thing on it melts in the sun and cracks up, so it's a pain in the butt to change. You have to take the console off, which is actually, I'm about to try that soon, so I could do a video on that. And then another part of the interior that was kind of a con is the plastics that they used. Go ahead and shut my door here. I don't notice it as much as some people, but some people say when they're driving that you can hear cracking, like all the plastics crunching. I haven't noticed it that much in my car, honestly. I feel like my car is pretty solid, but I've heard from other people's videos their cars are squeaky.